What's up, you guys? Michael here. 2020 has been a very strange year, to say the least. Many people have lost their jobs. Many people are actually working remote for the first time ever. Regardless of what your situation is, there are tons of people stuck at home with lots of extra time on their hands and not really sure what to do with that time. So what a better opportunity than to learn about different side hustles that you could do to earn extra cash every month. Now, the vast majority of people typically rely on one source of income, and that's their W-2 paying job that they typically wake up and work 9 to 5, 5 days a week. Now, what many people don't know is that the vast majority of millionaires actually have several different sources of income. So instead of binge watching 4 hours of Netflix every night, maybe you could spend some extra time adopting one of these strategies and earning some extra money every single week. Side hustle number 1. The best way to make extra money is to wear skimpy clothes and shake your tushy on TikTok and post at least 5 times a day. You're guaranteed to become an overnight success and make millions of dollars every single week. Okay, not really. That might work for some people, but that's not one of the side hustles we're gonna be talking about today. All right, if you guys got a little chuckle out of that at least, and hopefully more importantly, find value in this video, do me a favor and just tap the like button below. And if you wanna see similar content like this in the future, anything around personal finance, investing, real estate, things of that nature, please hit the subscribe button as well. It helps me out more than you guys know, and I really genuinely appreciate it. All right, without further ado, here are my favorite and most recommended side hustles that you could start right now. Online or in-person tutoring or special skills lessons could be a very valuable resource to those who need it, and also can bring you in a lot of extra money every single week as a side hustle. For example, if you are terrific at math or basic geometry and you feel like you can provide value to kids that maybe you're struggling with, math or geometry today, you can provide an online lesson for them and just do a Zoom meeting maybe once or twice a week. And tutors typically charge anywhere from $15 to $30 an hour. So it's a great way to earn some extra money. And it's also a great way to help kids out that may need the extra resources, especially if they're not in school every single day right now with coronavirus going on. Maybe they're in half the days, out half the days, and they could use a resource like you to help them out with their homework, prepare for tests, and just really pick up on anything that they aren't picking up during class time. Now, if you guys are musically talented and play multiple instruments or have some other unique skill that you feel like you can share with the world, why not do it and make extra money doing it, especially if you enjoy it every day? You could charge anywhere from $15 to maybe even $60 an hour for a specific skill that you're providing someone else. And this could be to any age group too. It doesn't have to be younger kids. It could be adults looking to pick up the guitar or something like that. Now, another thing that you can do is if you grew up playing sports, and this is more than likely going to have to be, one-on-one individual lessons or maybe group lessons that you could do in person, but you can charge a great hourly rate. I've done this before when I was younger, and you could charge anywhere from $30 to even $75 an hour. Maybe you do baseball, basketball, volleyball, soccer, and you just meet up with them and do skill work one-on-one, and you could do maybe 1 to 2 hours at a time. But it's a great way. If you do multiple lessons a week, you can make a few $100 a week or several $1,000s a month if your clientele picks up. But that's a great way and a terrific side hustle to bring in some extra cash. Now, this next one, of course, everybody has always said is a great side hustle for the past several years, driving for Uber or Lyft. But more importantly, especially if you're an introvert, you don't want to deal with people or have people in your car, you could drive for Uber Eats or Grubhub. And this has just been exploding right now. In 2020, there have been so many people who would not ordinarily order online delivery that are using Uber Eats and Grubhub weekly, if not daily in some cases. I know many people who are driving for Uber Eats right now, and they average about $20 an hour driving around. All you have to do is drive 2 hours per day, 5 days per week, and you'll make a cool $200 per week as an awesome little side gig. Now, $200 a week adds up to around $800 per month, and that's just driving 2 hours a day for 5 days a week. If you want to go all out and drive many, many more hours, just do the math yourself. Around $20 an hour on average, you could make a lot of money, several $1,000s a month, just driving around delivering people their food. What would that money do for you guys? If you had a couple extra $1,000 a month, maybe that takes care of rent, maybe it helps pay off your car, student debt, take care of that faster, or maybe you are out of debt and you're ready to invest money but just need the extra funds to do it. Well, maybe you can take that extra money and invest in real estate or throw it in the stock market. Really, the possibilities are endless, but driving for Uber Eats or Grubhub, Postmates is a tremendous way to make extra cash as a side hustle. Now this next one, I've seen some viral videos out there, and honestly, it is an awesome way to make some extra cash. And if you're strategic about it, you can make big money, thousands of dollars a month, depending how hard you want to grind for this. But this is furniture flipping. Most people you'll see will do couch flipping or maybe even TV flipping. And I'll tell you why this is such a great side hustle, because many people who are either moving from apartment to apartment or house to house, or maybe having a yard sale or whatever, they're getting rid of a new TV that they use for a year and don't need it anymore. They'll sell it or even give it away for free sometimes because they just want to get rid of it and get it off their hands. If you can scavenge Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist and find cheap items or items for free, and you could beat other people to the punch, and you can get there, take it off their hands, and then immediately take photos of your own and relist it on Facebook Marketplace and sell it at a premium to what you got it for, you keep whatever the difference is. So the larger items tend to make more money. If you could pick up a couch for maybe $200 and turn it around and sell it for $800, you're making $600 right there on that one transaction. So again, this one could be a bit more of a grind, but if you're willing to scavenge Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist or eBay or things like that, and you could pick up items that have a lot of value and you could pick them up for cheap, you could turn it around and make a lot of money doing this. Now this next one has a sweet spot in my heart because I invest the majority of my money in short-term rentals and list them on sites like Airbnb and VRBO. Now here's a really, really unique thing that most people don't know about. So most people assume that you need a ton of money to put down as a 20% of the real estate value in order to acquire a property and then turn it around and list it on Airbnb. What people don't know is that there's a lot of people out there or investors out there who buy these properties but don't want to manage them every day. This is called co-hosting. So you essentially are a property manager for people that invest in short-term rentals and don't want to manage them themselves. So again, you pick up those day-to-day tasks, and in turn, they will typically pay you a percent of gross bookings throughout the year. So the better you perform as a property manager, the more you have it filled, the more revenue it does. You typically get a percent of that revenue, not of the profit. You get a percent of the revenue for the year. On every single booking, you get paid out. Typically, property managers make anywhere from 15 to 30% of gross revenue. So if a property does $100,000 a year, that property management company or property manager is making anywhere from $15,000 to $30,000 just with that one listing. So if you guys can come in, if you're not experienced, that's okay. You can learn the industry, but you can come in and offer someone a cheaper rate. Someone out there, an investor, is going to jump at that opportunity if you can prove that you can manage a property effectively. Say you even just do 10%. If a property does 100 grand in gross revenue, that's $10,000 a year. Now, if you can do this well, other investors are going to be looking for a good property manager at a cheaper rate. Say you manage 5 properties, that can be an extra $50,000 a year, assuming each of those properties is doing 100 grand a year, which is totally possible. And I know people that are doing this, and they even switched it to their full-time job just doing property management. So co-hosting is an absolute amazing side hustle that I think anybody can do, and it's also a great way to learn the real estate investing strategy in short-term rentals as well. And the last thing I'll say about this is you don't need to put down a ton of money to get involved in this, right? You can get started with no money, again, because you're not the investor, it's just a pure cash flow game. You co-host and then you earn a percent of that net bookings revenue. Now, if you want to passively earn some money as a side hustle, you could study how to learn to invest in the stock market, in particular dividend paying stocks. Dividends basically work like this. If you're a shareholder, so if you own stock in a company, you're technically a shareholder. Companies will actually do cash payouts each quarter or at the end of every year to basically show the financial strength of the company and also to share the profit and the growth of the company with its shareholders. So they will actually pay you money each year. Again, it's really just a good way to passively invest and reap the benefits of not just maybe a company that's growing, but cash dividends, and then you could take that money hopefully and just reinvest it back into either the same stock, a different stock, into real estate, into other assets, and then just continue to compound over time. Now, for those of you guys who actively watch my channel, you'll know that where I'm going with this as the best side hustle, once you have some of this extra money saved up from your other side hustles, you have multiple streams of income coming in, the best way to reach financial freedom and to increase your monthly take home or cash flow or passive income, whatever you want to call it, is by investing in rental properties. And specifically, as we touched on before, co-hosting on Airbnb, short-term rentals is a great place to park your money and earn tons of cash flow and reap the benefits of owning real estate long-term. So first you have cash flow. So whatever money you bring in each month that exceeds your monthly expenses, that's cash flow. That's your take-home pay every single month. Now, in addition to that, your renters are paying off the mortgage for you, right? Because they're paying you each month to use your property, whether it's a long-term rental or a short-term rental. And a portion of that mortgage is actually going to principal pay down. That increases each month, and then the amount in interest actually decreases each month over time. So your equity stake in that property is growing every single month. Now, in addition to that, you can account for appreciation. Appreciation really is icing on the cake, you guys. It's a hedge against inflation, but also if it's a growing market, you really reap the benefit of owning that asset long term. And appreciation is just the value of the property going up. So the property, if you were to sell it 5-10 years from now, you're definitely more likely to sell it more than what you bought it for today. So you can reap the benefit of cash flow, loan pay down, appreciation, and then there's other tax sheltering benefits from owning real estate as well that we won't go into today. The list goes on with the various side hustles out there, but what's important is not necessarily what the side hustle is. Just do something that you relatively enjoy, but you could use your time, instead of doing a ton of Netflix or whatever else it is that you're doing that you feel isn't providing a ton of value to or benefit to your life, direct that time and put it to something of good use. Again, if your goal is to become financially free, or maybe just buy a new car or pay off some debt, what better way to do than use that extra time that you have right now and adopt one or more of these side hustle strategies to earn that extra income every single month. So if you guys found value in this video, please do not forget to like and subscribe below. I seriously, genuinely appreciate all those that have liked my content and subscribe. It helps me grow my channel and produce more content going forward that hopefully you will also find value in. So thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for more videos coming your way soon.